Dobre. Je tam dobrá tá kamera. Thank you for putting for the culture name. That's supposedly he Lucy enriched will take comfort in seeking his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Arakan Ishtala. She asked that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. I just looked, thank you. Ishtala must have finished her study of the White Cat. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. Okay, so I thought the setup would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cocks of this administration since before I have assumed the office. And I understand what needs to be done. And I'm curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish, allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Jak sa tam dostajem? Či to má bežať celý dungeon znovu? Možno tam je nejaký vchod, neviem. Aha, High Crucible, ok. Tam je sledovať týmto. Ja som myslel, že dole do toho dungeonu ten Crucible. Teraz keď tak pozerám, že to sú tieto, no to bolo asi. Neviem, uvidíme. No čo máš to lapraniec?
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new?
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Okay.
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway.
Áno, tady cestujem dosť často, by som povedal.
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many voids sent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
Áno, aby prešiel z ich sveta do
The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
A ty to ako keby nič.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Takže takto funguje summoning.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Zajímavé. A ta mucha ma to otravuje, to lieta.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answer?
No, the danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th, and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Panie cez čierne diery.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Void Scent will be allowed to threaten Radzat-Han, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daimir was overseeing the project.
Daimir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made Void Scent.
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daimir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
Ja no, w podsumie do tych zakazanych części w archiwach. Bo mam w Charlene.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Troška budem tak docestovat teda. Tak poberám všetky questy, čo musím.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find her out about the Council Foundation.
Jak to powie?
Let us be on our way as well.
To jest zase trapszego, ale pochopitelné.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Moment. To dół. Return to currency. Dobra. Dobra. Musím ich nějak kaškaminuť. Nice. To pekne prišlo. Ešte, že potom a nie predtým. O, Aleksander, fajnie. Nie pamiętam z jego wobec, czy to robił. Teraz się może mam tretję do bycia. To tak będzie. Mamy mi tanki w lasy? Dobra, no. A co ja lubię trójkę, nie? Okej, wziąłem to. Zamrożone czasem. Lol. Nice, to są tam. O, niedobra wleciał chyba. odbička. Toto sa im vydával tento boss. Ja to sobie zrobię dalsze. Ja sam trochę Aleksandra w raju nie grał. Okej. Keď som dostal achievement. Nezaslúžia si. Na začiatku, jak to proste úplne odflakli, to bolo ako... Mňam. Oho, čo pridali? What? Keď sa 70. Plony tam nebol ešte. A sú? Aha, tu sú až. Ne, ja som si mohol dať skôr, no. Nevadí. $2000 zóna, to má koľko? 4000, okay. Dwa, 4, nie, gdzieś. Tak, tam tutaj już kielam. si pozriem Tavnair. Iba ten hod, okej. Dobre, to bol had, to bol aký mach. Neviem, čo to bolo. Neviem, či som toto aj niekedy videl, to pravde. Vôbec si nespomínam, že by to tu niekde malo byť. Lemur. Tu sú lemúry. Fakt si nespomínam. Opice, či korely. Toto malé? Ahoj. No. Dobre, korytnačka a ten taký papagaj, alebo čo to bolo. Korytnačky sú tu dolu a papagaje sa mi zažil hore. To som iba to okej. To sa nedá možno tá rýchlosť? To som mohol dať aj týmto, nevadí. Aspoň niečo. Jo, korytničky. No. A vôbec neviem, či sú oni tuto dolu niekde, alebo až tu hore. Asi hore. Nice. Zase vyhľadám toto, že kde sa to dáme. Upgradenúť na rýchlo. Je to 25,9 a 34, no takže je 25,9. A 34 to je asi tento, ne? A je to ten Gemstone Trader. No to teda pochybujem. Nešlo, bo to nemajú. Aha, you will need to be at least rank 2 to unlock the riding maps. Čiže ja potrebujem fakt spraviť toto shirt. Okay. Rank 2, čiže ja potrebujem fakt spraviť, ale to končí. Takže... FFXIV potrebujem dokončiť teda. A jeszcze jedna. Gotowo. Ja to pretywnie bývalo takéto, že musíme level 2 na to motobil. Čo to mám zabiť? Alebo? Prečo mi to zrušilo hento? Oni ho zabili? Asi. No. Ja to ten kolega mal dostať, tak ako som písal. Ale dať rank 1 na tom to musí byť teda na rank 1, tak. A možno to odomkne v podstate iba jednu vec, takže ich budem mať akože na kope. To nebudem musieť cestovať kvôli tomu, aby som neskúšal. Dobre, ale mám level 2, tak mi daj ten. 70 stojíš. Drahé. Dobra. If you are to enter numerous restrictions with minimum of foot, then we must secure the permission of the forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member. Ja już sam filtrował. Of member to approach the metro on our behalf. What do you think might be in line that would assist us? No one springs to mind. But the scores Monty changed. He did come at the Graha defense during the inquiry after all. They settled let us head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us on spawn. Installa company. pozerám, ale to nie je ten on ten. Ja toho Gemstone Tradera hľadám, ale on to nebude, on bude až v Labyrinthos, jo. A tam už dvojku mám odomknutú. To si robíš srandu. Potom ja pôjdem okolo 10. off. Je za hodinu v podstate. Takže ja sa posnažím porobiť ešte čo najviac týchto questikov. Potom ja prídem až na večer. Halo, si robíš srandu už. I appreciate the atmosphere at the age of 7. And the laboratory to the for the full decade. I never had a chance to attend the stadium. Yeah, neither did then crowd as I recall. Soon after Mr. Aloy Sox took him in off the street. He was put in the care of another orphan. He was the rigorous and pretty practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder why my life may have been like a headache versus studies here instead. Never mind me, it was just little thoughts. Čo máte vy vlastne? OK. To je to isté, ale ja už viem, čo toto bude zač. Kultúra prosovec. Prosovec som tam napísal. Jo, prostě kreslena nějaká. Já si myslím, že to bude něco jako na ten štýl, jako je ten Wondrous Tales, a čo mají oni. Visitors, and quite distant one that ever made for you. Before my intrusion was for, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter the no restrict archives. Oh, no, for you for ways into the stock this time, huh? I upload this newfound sense of propriety and yet this wide world of comparative serenity. What so compels you to disrupt the world of forbidden wisdom? No, ten teleport. Černá díra, černá niečo. Fascinating, I had no idea such a technique existed. I wouldn't have been surprised if you had, if my assumption is correct, the researcher left behind by House the Amira has lain dormant in Sharlian's archive for many centuries. And if you honored the decision, you don't intend to cross over into the void. No. This is in fact precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift for one that I might keep my word to assistant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echoes of its future. And yet I wanted to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What's worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or to if a grand revelation was the promised reward. Marvelous and audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum consideration. Budeme radi. Although your petition would be better served if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Why was there for allowed, of course? He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. He was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having much fortune on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well, we will pay a visit to Levior estate and plead our case. One last thing before I go, I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discourse you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is very bit insatiable as yours, I would wager. So if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, scholar. We will be sure to pass on any revelations. Tak. Ona ma stále akompanuje. Jemne. Ale ona ju teleportne, keď ja zoberiem teleportče. Uvidíme snad aj. Ja, dobra. Yeah, Mr. Stoll, how may I be of service? We have come to speak with Mr. Fortunate in his home by any, is he home by any chance? Yes, the master is in residence, shall inform him that he has guests. Well, Malians wouldn't like a bit for tea, but I also this is not a social visit. You have some matter of importance to discuss. Then proceed, you have my full attention. Tam lubię te rukawice, jedna czarna, jedna biała. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocol this time around. Scholar Montiching expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt to steer whom went the forum authority guy unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. It not. It. You don't understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who missed his sister, she was his guardian and his friend. A selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over people, yet hailing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty, while betraying the longing in his heart. It is no vital mission, perhaps ruining his siblings, but it feels worthy because to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved one and spent years in research to prevent it, really you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still very much mystery to us. Offering to share your experience in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The firm must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberation and deliver the decision to your at the Baldician Annex. Okej, ja musím jít na západ. Kola brucho tlačí. Oké, kde máme ísť? Ja, dole. Domov k našim známým. So, what did the forum decide? To be the blunt, Master has burned some bridges here in Sharan and salted the dirt for a good measure, but it became clear that her student was the petty owner in question. Well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded in no uncertain terms, I may add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. Čo ten pohľad? That after the silence, the grumblings, the few spines, and it was agreed that the loving you entry to our house was the last we could do in return. Oh. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I'm sure you are aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor and bid you good day. Hneď uteká. You're the same, that one. Uncompromising. But that very stoicism is exactly what you learned to guide it through not one but two exodus. That matter well, I think as a child I dreamed up any numbers of scams for getting my hands on those forbidden realms, and now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Mayor's restrictions, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little itchy. You will be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume. You presume correctly. Then you will want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent, sounds okay. We thank you for all your help. It was my pleasure, believe me. May you find out the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Samozrejme. Kompanióš. No dobré, ale tam už zajdem pešo, však to je rovnaká dielka ako zhora. What? Na čo tu mám toto? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. A v podstate je to bližšie. Dobre, a však to je jedno. Utekaj z toho. Taking the set of the instruction I loathingly imagine may actually exist but realms away from where we found me nothing. If I had known of Zadal truth exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself a day of research. Even the Charges book might have pointed me in the right direction. The archives are the impossible. Yeah, one must needs to be flexible of mind and look beyond conventionalism. Lesson I had already learned by clearing not taken the heart. Index page. Archangel and guess identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Andrei. Follow me if you would watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Naked flames, okay. Ale máte pekne uložené teda. Tento miesto, kde bol Graha a čítal tú knihu. Nie.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Už bych začal z hora dolu. Na čo tu bolo ináč toto ten text, keď iba fakt povedala troška. Ja, ale tie journály nebudem čítať. Oh, this contemporary read more, this does not seem to volume you're seeking. Whitley Tom. Cut, jaké interrupted. Si ich tu je dosť teda. Spin with the possibilities, because rain it does available you're seeking. Okay. You appear at the located from the volume mistake, so will need to be make the final confirmation. No gosh. Have something you would like to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open a book, a single book, and was completely absorbed by the contents. Dalo sa to čakať, že to pohltí doslova. Well then, I think you may have found our prize. Nice.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about.
Teraz samej čítať.
Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon void scent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
Ja nie wspominam, ale okej.
And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves? Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it?
Nie, bo
Better not.
budeš mať viacej času na to. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid that this is far outside my field of expertise. Unfortunately, we know Hanashi, alchemist, who would be delighted to involve herself in our house Daemir project. Our business here is concluded for a moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode enabled. If anyone can help us, Nidhana can. I say visit the town and look for her at the Great Wall. Okidoki. Ale mam inny plan. Moment, tu jest teleport. Tak oto są te double pressy, nie wiedział. Nie, tam nic z labiryntos. A nie trzeba. Holoszek sobie zabił, nie? Dobra żaba, jakie one galeńczycze. Ładnie wybywali, że żaby. Ja. Dobra, idziemy kupić z Gemstone'u rýchlosť. lost my speed, garla maldetam. Labyrintos dal sem. Neuveriteľné, že? To sa nevedá, že to na geketke to oného. Čatieme sa. Ale spätne sa nedá ísť. Proste ho zdarma. No ale aj tak musím ísť tam. Tam, kvôli tomu plameniaku. A vlastne za ňou ja potrebujem. No a podľa tohto... Garlemald 3, Mare a potrebujem 3. Na Elpis si už môžem kúpiť a Ultimatu potrebujem. Toto dolu boli. Normálne sa mi zdá, že som ich zabil dvoch. Neviem. Však nevadí. Koľko ma to dvihne? Ono mi to tam nepísalo nikde, že? No, speed. Nie, nepíše mi ani ono, keď na to kliknem. Inštaloval sa mi your person to the most fascinating study and that I want me to be part of it. Zrejme. I don't know if you'll be interested in this researcher log should speak for itself. Zakazanú knihu jej dávaš? Will it know? Yeah, by the sisters, this is the mark of House Demir. I never even knew such a work existed. Few should either was sequestered in the known restricted archives after all. It was, but that means every word within the forbidden knowledge. The forbidden tome built with the forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hands. I can hardly wait to read it. Prečítané. To think that they were developing such marvelous technique so long ago. How many new innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder. Now that I have glanced over the notes, would you say to helping us build the new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on the mere project that have even the red table scholars of Charliana trembling in their sandals. No alchemist of the great work could resist. You are a woman after all, after my own heart. Oh, I suppose that I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mounted simulacrum monster we have built it? Použito teleport. So there is a secret voice gate and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the boundary. Today is the day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made atoms is to expand this forbidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself. I think manipulating rift spanning apertures is not the sort of things you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means accompany us at the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we have finished gathering to the components I require. Sri Lanka markets provide raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than to the font of Maya, the ascetis of all on's favored the place for their meditation, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill the flask at the pool, I will petition Vritra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the void gate. Shall we be about it? Then we must meet back here anon. There anon. Over here. Here tam bylo samizdat. Škoda, že toto niekto nerobí, vieš, to je také, že prísť, piknúť si do hniezda, jak sa hovorí. A dostať za to oný, tento, ísť preč. Ja tento 85 kovy nepotrebujem, ale... No ini itu kan. Dancer. Ja som pochopil, že by Dancer dali až to, takže aby sa mohol robiť questline. Len 6 krát som dostal ten kokonát až. Jo, již tohle, já jsem si to poskok. Estonian työ. Nebola ani varkiva, tak napadlo. Do you have that flask for me? Muselo by najčistou vodu, jak si chcela. Yes, this should Sophie say thank you. Mietitte na city skill spell, tai mietitte tätä. Pistola Void Theory. Look who I came across as an in need of diversion and we in turn may have need of his lands. Right then, now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsia boat again? Not this time. Once Ishtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akiali. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? Okay. Jali. To właśnie są wszystko, no to 2, 4, 6, aha. Znaczy, no by to mogło być chyba 2 questy, a skończyłby sam to Newfound Adventure. To znaczy jak się to the ship is yours, command. Our tanks, we set sail at once. Okay. Oh, this is so exciting. Also the legacy to see the truth of the legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure. Tak na koniec je tam zkratka. Okay. Prawdy.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellence.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
Dobre si robil. To by k tomu skladovi reálne ani neveril. Pomohla s veľa vecami, ale... Tež.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Might as well go myself.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Surely you'd not expect me to wriggle through that tiny portal.
Samozrejme.
We needn't attempt anything so drastic. A small familiar should serve well enough.
Ja viem, ale proste piknúť si do Estenie, no to je...
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Chudia, jak se strapnila.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual. In any case, these two should serve us well.
Ready your arms. She
This
may
one
be
will bear a
possessed.
warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
Chudák, aký je zomil.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well. Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we?
Ahoj. Prečo to je snad prvé na YouTube, keď to dáš vyhľadávať. A počkaj, to je japonský. Pištola Magical Girls. Nice.
Nixies, into the void.
Proste som dal po FFXIV Ištola do YouTube a hneď a Magical Girl ako prvé.
I think we've waited long enough.
Druhý pokus.
Nixies, return to my side.
Chyba do jednego
Thank
właśnie
you, little
dalo
one.
było. No.
You did well.
The poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time! I must reseal the Void Gate.
They're coming through!
Riadne potwory.
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void!
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives.
Dziękujemy za
The
no,
13th
okej.
is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness.
A no, ale Bolik jest zniszczony, nie?
In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining.
Presne.
They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
Ma napadlo, že by som mal spraviť tie denné u Omikronov, aby sa mi opäť resetovali, keď prídem. The theory. Satrap's duty. Once Nathan succeeded in replicating the mock Atomos, disoriented the 13 will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Pochopiteľné. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Čo tak zrazu? Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? Well, as we saw, the Wandering Skull can be affected at protecting the barrier bearer from other sources of historic corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Ale Ganiel. Asi naši, an excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand to the helm, I have every confidence that the armor can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Hagral Reach and commission their best and the brightest. Moment, ma to dalo na Hagral Reach, vážne? Tak tak ale ja toto prídem neskôr, Girbania, lebo ja potrebujem ísť tu. Omicron Base, ja som tam do teleporta. Ja chcem to spraviť, keďže som celý do 10. Neviem, ako to mám tu, alebo budeš. Bellissimo. Let's see, piece of limestone coral from the distant seas. That should do it. Tie zaječie už. Len to je dobré. Okay. Snad nie, że ten. A ešte sa s týmto asi povyprávať. Nie. Grebulos. Čiže ono to funguje tak, že jeden deň mi dá jedný, druhý deň mi dá druhý. Očividne. Preletíte sa. Aha, no bez Omikron to má malo. Dobrý song. Papáš. To sú ono na papanie. Portála, alebo čo to má byť. Prebávanie igru, ako bolo pomenované. Ok, áno, analýzu som to mal do teba. Neviem klikať. Easy, takže to v podstate mám ešte 80 sa dostal, 60, že? 6 je 6 je 12 a 6 je 80, čiže to je 180. Ja to mi vychádza ešte zajtra, budem 5-kový. Tam ešte asi 3 alebo 4 dní a toto bude. Aj máš napadlo, že som mohol to na toto. Stigmalam. Tam úplne dozadu teda. Nemá to byť kde. Aha, to sú. Aha. Opäť tak. OK, a ja sa dám teda do Girobania. Počasie. Maximálne 22, to je chladné. A na slnko môže byť teplejšie. OK, tak ja prídem teda neskôr, asi až po obede okolo 3. Takže zatím čus. 2 hodiny.